Build a flow. All right, I like to start, I'm just gonna start my timer. And we're just gonna start with some mobility, warm up, and then we will get right into it. So if I could just get you ladies to link your fingers together, and we're just gonna start by making some figure eights with our wrists. So you're gonna take your knuckles and you're gonna make figure eights with them, like an infinity sign. And let's switch directions. So whatever direction you were going, go the opposite way now. And then we're gonna keep our fingers linked. We're gonna stretch our elbows away from each other, and we're just gonna start making waves. So starting from one elbow, we're gonna make a wave right through to the other elbow. And we're just testing the end range of motion in our fingers, our wrists, getting the knuckles moving. And let's switch directions. So now we're gonna lead with the opposite elbow. All right, now I'd like you to take your hands, push them out front, cross one hand over the other, turn so that your palms face each other, link your fingers, and then pull your hands underneath and through, and you should get this nice stretch down the front of your wrists, top of your hands. And we're gonna bring it out. We're gonna switch sides. So unhook your finger, put the opposite hand on top, link your fingers, and then pull those through. All right, let go of your hands. I'm gonna get you to take your thumbs, stick them in your armpits. Now, try to bring your elbows to the midline of your body and get them to kiss each other. Try and kiss those elbows. So bring your elbows. You can turn your hands up. Try and kiss them. Now we're going to slide our hands down our backs and create some horns. So we're reaching down our spine and my elbows are reaching straight up to the ceiling. So try not to have your elbows out here. I want you sending your hands straight down the center of your back so that your elbows are pointing up. There you go. Now, I'd like you to take a minute in this position to make sure that your knees are soft, that you're squeezing your glutes and your pelvis is tucked just gently underneath you, and that the rib cage is closed off. Now we are going to draw a big circle with our hands. Good, let's do that again. So we're going to go from our armpits. We're going to send our elbows towards each other. Try to get them to kiss in the midline of your body. Slide your hands down your spine to create those horns, and then draw a big circle. Let's do that 2 more times. So we're going armpits, elbows, horns, and circles. No, you're not. Armpits, elbows, horns, and circle. Good stuff. Now we're going to take one arm, we're going to reach it down our spine. I'm going to take that elbow and cross the midline of my body. Now I want to drive that elbow towards my opposite hip. Good, let's do the same thing on the other side. Reach down your spine. Rotate across the midline of your body. Drive towards your opposite hip. Keep going. Reach down your spine. Rotate, drive. Reach down, rotate, drive. Reach, rotate, drive. Reach, rotate, drive. Good. You want to close the armpit off. Reach, close it off. Good. One more time each side. Drive last time. Reach, rotate, and drive. If you guys can grab your maces, I'm just going to get you to set your mace just about a foot in front of you. And we're gonna stack our hands on top of the mace, keeping our arms straight. I wanna draw my shoulder blades back and down my spine, lifting up through my chest, and my knees are gonna stay soft. I'm gonna keep a straight line from the top of my head to my tailbone, and I'm just gonna sit my hips back as I send my mace handle forward, and I'm gonna try and find as close to tabletop as I'm able to find. You should feel a stretch through your hamstrings. You should feel your shoulders open up. You're gently letting your head fall through your arms. You may feel this in your lats. Now we're going to take our handle and we're gently going to tilt it to one side, getting a stretch through our lat in the opposite direction. And then we're going to shift and take that handle to the opposite side. We're going to bring it back center, and we're going to start by tucking our tailbone underneath us, contracting your belly button to your spine and rolling up through your spine, stacking your vertebrae on top of each other one at a time until you find yourself back in your standing structure, finishing by drawing those shoulders down and lifting through the chest. Good, we're going to repeat that. So we're going to shift our hips back, send the handle forward, find our tabletop position. And then we're going to let the handle go to one side, getting a stretch through the opposite side of your body. And then you're going to point the handle in the opposite direction. Should feel wonderful. And then we're going to bring it center. We're going to roll up through our spine, one vertebrae at a time until you finish in your standing structure. Now, just using your mace as balance, we're going to press up onto our toes, lifting our heels off the ground, engaging our calf muscles. And then we're going to let control our heels back down to the mat. And now I'm going to peel my toes back and lift the balls of my feet up towards my shins. Good. And we're going to shift our weight forward, lifting our heels, engaging those calves. And lower the heels and lift the balls of your feet. Try and touch your toes to your shins. And switch, lift the heels, and switch and lift the toes. One more time, switch and lift the heels, and switch and lift the toes. Now coming back to our standing structure, we're going to grab the mace with both thumbs pointing up. So grab the handle, both thumbs pointing up. We're going to pull the mace through our bottom hand until our pinky catches on the globe. Then I'm going to extend my top hand up as high as it will go. I'm pressing the globe into my body. Push the globe into your body. And now I'm going to lower the tail behind me as I rotate towards the back wall. Now we're going to lower the mace into landmark number 1. So extend both arms down and swing that tail around, stacking our hands into our short stab position. I'm going to re-grip. So I'm going to take my globe hand and walk it up, underhand, and then I'm going to pull the globe up my body as I rotate the sword to the opposite direction. So we're just getting some mobility through our T-spine here. Using the tail as leverage and keeping that globe close to your body. Let's lower it down, pass through short stab, re-grip, and pull that mace up our body. So we're sending the tail behind us, good. And lower the mace, pass through short stab, let's re-grip, underhand, slide the globe up your body as we rotate to the back wall in our reverse sword arrow. And this time we're going to lower the mace, pass through short stab, and re-grip in an overhand grip. And I want you to find your landmark number 1, drawing the shoulders down, lifting through the chest, soft knees, tuck pelvis, close ribs, legs through the back of your neck, chin tight, slightly tucked. And now we're going to inhale and bring those shoulders up to our ears. We're going to exhale, send them back and down. Then we're going to tuck our chin and we're going to roll through our spine one vertebrae at a time, sliding the mace down the front of our legs just until we feel a bit of a stretch in our hamstrings. And once we get that stretch, we're going to reverse it and roll one vertebrae at a time from our tailbone, stacking our spine on top of each other until we are in our tall standing structure, landmark 1. And once we are there, just check to make sure that your windows are even in your landmark number 1, that mace is level, we're applying pressure. And I want you to take the inside of your elbows and roll them towards me. Expose your elbow pits. You should feel this right through down to your thumb joint. And we're gonna relax, we're gonna pass through short stab, finding landmark 1 on the opposite side. We're gonna inhale, draw the shoulders up to our ears. Exhale, send them back and down. Tuck your chin, roll through the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you get that stretch in the hamstring, we are going to reverse, tucking the tailbone under and sliding the base up the front of our legs, 1 vertebrae at a time. And then again, we're going to expose the inside of our elbows, getting that stretch down through our wrist, our thumb, our pinky. And relax. Let's send our mace to an under overhang grip, landmark number 2. We're pulling the mace into the base of the rib cage. Your forearms are parallel to the ground. Our windows are even. I'm going to keep my hips as square as possible as I rotate the globe to the back wall. Then I'm going to square it back off to the front. I'm going to push from my handle to the globe, keeping my knees soft. I'm just going to slide my ribs away from the weight. Now I'm going to pull myself back up center, and I'm going to pass through prayer. So my fingers kiss, thumb kiss right in front of my face, and lower it down into landmark 2 on the other side. Keep your hips as square as possible. Rotate that globe to the back. Square it back off. We're going to push from tail to globe, slide your ribs away. And let's pull back up center. Let's pass through prayer. Lower it down to 2. Let's keep it glued to the base of our rib cage as we send our hips one way and gently let the globe tilt you over. Beautiful. And let's come up, pass through prayer. I want a big inhale on that prayer. Big exhale as you settle into your stretch. Good. Try and keep straight alignment from your crown to your tailbone as you go through this. We're just sending our hip out to the side. And up. Big breath in. Exhale. Let's finish in that prayer transition. Holding our shoulders down. Fingers kissing, thumb kissing. I'm going to lower that globe below my chin, and then I'm going to send my nose to my globe. Then I'm going to go chin to sky. Nose to globe. Chin to sky. Nose to globe. Chin to sky. Bringing our head up, we're going to go ear to shoulder. Ear to shoulder. Switch. Switch. And just bring your head upright and look right and left. Keeping that tail as still as possible. Switch and switch. And bring your head center. Let's lay our mace down into our landmark number 2 under overhand. Let's warm those legs up a little bit. Find a nice, comfortable squat position. I want you to make sure that you feel your entire foot on the floor evenly. All your toes, the balls of your feet, and your heel. We're gently going to spread the floor as we squat down, keeping straight alignment from our head to our tailbone. And then we're going to push the floor away to come back up, and we're going to pass through prayer. We're going to repeat that. We're going to squat down nice and slow, making sure that our arches are working, that they're not caving in. Pass through prayer, making sure we're pulling that mace into the base of our rib cage. It touches my rib cage the entire time that I'm moving. And switch. Apply some pressure to that mace. So it can be crushing, ripping, bending, breaking, wringing out. See what feels good to you. Don't worry too much about how low you're getting. Just go to wherever feels good for you. We're still warming up. We're still waking up. Maybe your body's a little stiff today. That is okay. Just work within your range. As you start to warm up, you may be able to pick the tempo up a little bit, making sure that those knees aren't caving in, that you're still feeling full contact on the ground. And we're breathing. I like to inhale as I transition, exhale to squat. Inhale, transition. Exhale to squat, sliding your hands along the mace, making sure that you're creating that beautiful mace music. And squat. Inhale, trying to stay upright through your chest. Hold that mace in tight. 15 more seconds, ladies. Inhale up, exhale squat. Inhale up, exhale squat. All right, we're gonna hold it at the top now. I'm going to go to a cross body bottom position. Good, let's pass through our prayer to cross body bottom or our switch curl, making sure that we're sliding through the proper landmarks. When we hit cross body bottom, I like to wring the mace apart. Maybe you want to pull it apart a little bit, but make sure you're getting some pressure in that mace. All right, from here, I'm going to slide my hand down the tail as I bring the globe up through to landmark number 2. I'm going to unhook my tail thumb and I'm going to push the globe behind my arm so I make this X. So I have to push the globe behind that arm. Then we're going to undo it, find our crossbody bottom, and switch sides. So I slide my tail hand down as I curl the weight up, and then I unhook my thumb, and I push the globe behind that arm until I can get full extension. Then I retreat back. Then I switch curl. Let's keep going. We're going to curl, find that X, retreat back, and switch curl. Slide that hand down, unhook the thumb, let the hand open up, and then re-grip in the X. Bring it back. Switch curl. Let's add a lateral lunge here now. So in our lateral lunge position, you want to make sure that bent leg is out at 45 degrees and that knee is not caving in and you're not sticking your bums out. So we don't hinge at the hips. We want to keep those hips stacked nicely underneath us. As I curl the weight up and find that X, I'm going to shift my weight to the other side. And then I'm going to come back. Yep. And then I'm going to step up together, pray, and I'm going to come down to the other side. I'm going to shift my weight as I find my X, pushing the globe behind that arm. Then I'm going to undo it and bring it back. Then I'm going to step together, find my pray, step to the other side. Shift to find your X, push it behind that arm, straight arms, retreat back, come together. Inhale, exhale to lunge. Shift to find your X, shift to bring it back, step together to pray. Lunge to the side. Shift to find your X, shift to bring it back, step together and pray. Good. Shift to X. Shift to bring it back. Step together to transition. Other side. Lunge away. Cross body bottom. Shift to your X. Make sure you're pivoting on your heels as you're shifting. Shift to bring it back. Switch sides. Shift to X. Shift to back. Switch sides, up and over. Good, shift to come into your X. Shift to bring it back. Come together. One more time. Shift into your X. Shift to bring it back. Come together. We're going to add this time. So we're going to go into that cross body bottom. We're going to shift into our X. This time, I want you to pull the handle up so that it's close to your arm, close to your tricep. I'm going to let go of the globe hand, and I'm going to re-grip underhand, and then I'm going to shift and slide out into an arrow. Good stuff. Let's come up to warrior stance. Stack your hands. Bottom hand catches. We're going to lunge away. Good. We're going to shift into that X. I'm going to pull, make sure that that X is going behind that arm, not in front. We pull the handle up to our tricep. We let go of the globe, regrip under landmark 2. And then I'm gonna, this arm slides in front as I pull in my arrow. Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches, lunge away. Good, shift to find your X. Push the globe behind that arm. Yep, pull the tail up, regrip, slide out to your arrow. Shift to slide out. Good, warrior stance. Bottom hand catches, lunge to the side. Good. Shift to find your X. Pull the tail up, let go of the globe, regrip under, slide away to find that arrow. Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches, lunge away. Good, we're gonna shift, tuck the globe behind that arm. Pull the tail up to your tricep, flip that hand over. So we're in landmark 2, under, and then we slide out into that arrow. Shift your weight, good, and slide up. Bottom hand catches, lunge to the side, cross body bottom. We're going to shift, make sure you tuck the tail behind that opposite arm. You should be lunging towards the tail. Now pull the tail up, flip that hand, find landmark under, landmark 2, slide in. Warrior stance. We're going to go one more time each side. Bottom hand catches, lunge away. Shift to your X. Slide that handle up, regrip, lunge away. There we go, warrior stance. Bottom hand catches, cross body bottom. Shift to find your X. Pull the tail up, regrip underhand, slide out to your arrow. Beautiful stuff, warrior stance. Good, let's go cross body bottom. Now I'm going to push my tail down until I find myself in mid guard. So mid guard is landmark number 2, sword down. All right, so that sword's going down. I like to use a sword grip on here, so I'm going to push my thumb into my globe to help control it. So when I do that, I'm going to push my globe down and pull up with my pinky finger, and that will take me into a bottoms up position. If it is too hard to do that, you can use your guide hand to push that globe down. All right, and then we're going to bring it back to cross body bottom, and we're going to switch cross. So it's a little bit easier if you push the tail all the way right into that bottoms up position. Push the tail all the way down and around into bottoms up. Yes. And then bring it back. Switch curl. Push that tail all the way down and around. Bring it back. Switch curl. Good. As you push that tail down and around, get that hand up here ready. Just so that mace doesn't come around and clock you in the forehead. Bring it back. Switch. Let's lunge away. So we're lunging towards our tail. I'm going to push off my loaded leg. As I push the tail down and around, I'm going to come up to a tall stance. So it should be my opposite leg that's holding the mace. Then I'm going to bring it back. And switch sides. So look, my loaded leg is the leg that's coming up tall. Push it down, come up tall. You got it. And then bring it back. Switch. Push that tail down, push off your loaded leg. Bring it back. Switch. Push the tail down and around, come up tall. Bring it down. Switch. Push that tail down and around. Good. Beautiful. You guys got it? Let's keep going. Push it down and around, up tall. Bring it back. Switch. Push it down and around, come up tall. Point that toe. As soon as the leg leaves the ground, point it. Bring it down. Making beautiful lines, ladies. Push it down and around, come up tall. Bring it back. Switch. Push it down and around. Remember, use that thumb on the globe. It helps control it. Bring it back. Switch. Good. Push it down and around. And back. Switch. All right, we're going to add on here. Push it down and around, come up tall. I'm going to bring this foot around and to a step forward. Good. Now I'm going to do, I call this a snake bite. All I'm going to do is drop the tail to the ground, back up again. All right. You don't have to do that. I like to do that. If you want to just hold this position, that is fine too. From here, I'm going to grab my sword overhand. I'm going to let go of the handle and turn my palms up to bring that sword back around, bring that mace back around. Good. Bottom hand is going to catch. I'm going to lunge away. Good. I'm going to push the tail down and around as I come up into my tall bottoms up. I'm going to take this tall leg all the way around into step 4 and tap the tail down. Grab the tail on the back of your shoulder and then let go of the glove and immediately turn your palm up, and that will help you lever it around. Good. Bottom hand catches, lunge away. Push that tail down and around into your tall bottoms up. Bring that leg all the way around into step 4. Tap it. You're just going to open up your hand. Grab the tail. Let go of the globe. Turn that palm up to lever it around. If you guys want, you can add in a 360 here. If you're comfortable with your 360s and you want to. Neither of you did it. Bottom hand catches, only if you want. Lunge to the side. Good. We're going to push that tail down and around. Find your tall stance. Good. Bring that knee all the way around to step 4 and tap. Grab the tail. Let go. Lever it around. Optional. If you want to throw in that 360, go for it. I just really love to do them. Bottom hand catches. You got to get to the side. Push it down and up. Tall stance into step 4. Tap that tail. Grab the tail. Turn that hand up and over around. Bottom hand's going to catch. We're going to lunge away. Push that tail down and around. Tall stance. Good. Take it into 4. Tap it. Grab the tail. Lever it all the way around. Bottom hand is going to catch. We're going to lunge away. We're going to push the tail down and around into our tall stance. Bring that tall leg all the way around. Tap it. Grab the tail. Bring it around. Bottom hand catches. Lunge to the side. Flick that tail all the way down and around. Step 4, tap. Grab the tail. Lever it around. Bottom hand catches, lunge to the side. One more minute of this. Push the tail down and around, tall stance. Step 4, tap it. Grab the tail, lever it around. Bottom hand catches, lunge to the side. Push the tail down and around, tall stance. Take that foot behind you to step 4. Tap your tail, grab it, lever it up. You guys are amazing. Bottom hand catches, last 30 seconds. Now start testing your range of motion on these lunges. Push it down. Reach tall, tall, tall. Big, big open step forward. Tap it. Grab that tail. Make this dramatic. Caress your mace. Bottom hand catches. Let's lunge away. Good. Push that tail down and around. Step forward. Spread those knees apart. Grab the tail. Now make this. Caress your mace. Good. And time. Good job. All right, if you guys need to grab a drink, go ahead before we move on. That was beautiful. When you're ready, join me back in with a warrior stance. So in our warrior stance, we have talked, you guys have probably done a sword cradle before. So we've got our sword cradle where we're cradling our mace in our arm and our hand is towards the globe. And then we've got our shield cradle where we are cradling our mace in our arm, but our hand is pointing away from the globe, okay? So this is called a shield cradle, and that's what we're gonna be working on right now. So we're gonna go into our warrior stance. I'm gonna take my bottom arm, and I want you to think of like, if you were playing a violin, you want to kind of ease it into your sword or into your shield arm. So you don't want it to just clunk down. I want you to play your arm like it's a violin. Shield arm. Now from here, I'm going to draw a circle down with my tail. And when I get to a certain point, the globe is going to want to fall. So I'm going to let the globe fall and circle the tail all the way around, back up, and I'm going to catch it in an overhang grip landmark 3. Now let's give it a press there. Pull that mace apart as we press it up, pull it down, and then lever it upright. Now I'm going to flip that hand and stack it. And I'm going to find my sword cradle in the other arm, or sorry, shield cradle. So my bottom hand, I'm going to play it like a violin, slide it in there. Yep, and now I'm going to circle the tail down and around and catch it in an overhang grip landmark 3. Catch the tail. Yes. Press it up. So we are offset here. Pull it down. Stack that mace up. Stack your hands. Bottom hand, we're going to play our arm like a violin. Find our shield arm. Circle the tail down and around. Find landmark 3. That's it. Press it up. Pull it down. Upright. Stack your hands. Bottom hand catches, we're going to play that arm, pulling our mace into our shield cradle. Circle the tail down and catch the tail in an overhang grip landmark 3. Yep. Press it up, pull it apart. Make sure that on this press, we're not hyperextending our knees, our pelvis stays tucked under, and our rib cage is closed. Pull it down, stack it, stack your hands. Lay it into your shield cradle. Yes, good. And circle it around to 3. Press up, pull down. Upright, stack your hands. Shield arm, circle it to 3. Press up, pull down, stack it. Bottom hand catches, shield arm. Circle it around. Press up, pull down, stack it. Bottom hand catches, shield arm. Circle it around. Catch it in 3. Press up, down, warrior stance. Last time, shield arm. Circle the tail down and around to 3. Press up, pull it down, and warrior stance. Now, this time I'm going to take my bottom hand, I'm going to catch in an overhang grip in 3, and I'm going to do a lateral lunge towards my tail. From here, I'm going to keep my arms in a 90 degree angle, and I'm just going to angle it so that my mace is parallel to that straight leg. So you want to try and create the same angle with your mace as you do towards that straight leg. And I like to even push up onto that bent leg in a tall active stance so I can get a little bit deeper. You choose if you want to do that. And then we're going to come up and stack our hands. Bottom hand catches, overhand grip, lunge towards your tail, and find that pose. This is called our he demo pose. Okay, so we're angling the mace, and I'm pushing up on that tall active. Push up, stack your hands. Bottom hand catches, lunge towards the tail, find your pose. Good, stack it. Again, if you want to add a 360 here, go ahead. Bottom hand catches, lunge towards the tail, find that pose. And bring it in. Bottom hand catches, lunge towards your pose. Push up. And 360. Let's keep going. Lunge towards the tail. Bring it in. Bottom hand catches, lunge towards the tail. Line it up with that leg. Good stuff, ladies. We're going to keep going. Pull the mace apart here. Hop. Your shoulders are going to start singing to you soon. Bottom hand catches, lunge to the weight. Maybe your quads are going to start singing to you too. Up. Bottom hand catches. Find that pose. Make it sexy. Bottom hand catches. Create some beautiful lines here. Up. So that mace should be overhead at an angle. Frame your face. Up. Good. Let's go one more time each way. All right, bring it into landmark 3. Whew. I want you to take your mace and I want you to sheath it. Sheath the glove into their sword hand. Yeah, so we are in mid guard, sword down. Now I'm going to send the mace down into what we call bottom block. So that means my mace is in landmark 1. I'm holding it with one hand. The mace is traveling across my body. My arm is straight down. Bottom block. So you want that mace parallel, like as if you were in landmark number 1. Okay? I'm going to grab it underhand. So now I've got both hands, and you want to grab fairly close up, so you're about halfway up your mace. So don't try and grab the end. I want your hands pretty close to your hips. I'm going to let go of the globe, let the globe fall and catch the tail so that I can lever my mace around. Warrior stance. Good. Go bottom hand catches, landmark 3. Sheath your sword. Bottom block. Landmark 1. Grab it underhand. Good. Let go of the globe. Catch the tail. Lever it around. Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches. Landmark 3. Let's lunge towards our tail. Now, as I sheath my sword, I am going to come up into a tall stance. So I'm in a tall mid guard. As I go into my bottom block, I'm going to lunge forward and pass the mace under my leg. Under, tricky. Under, make sure that hand is under. So both palms are pointing forward. I'm going to let go of the globe, catch the tail, lever it around, stack my hands. Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches. We're going to lunge towards the tail. Now I'm going to push off my loaded leg, sheath my sword. Good. I'm going to go into Bottom lock as I lunge forward under my leg. Pull it through, warrior stance. Standing structure. Bottom hand catches, lunge towards the tail. Good. Sheath your sword, push off your loaded leg. Send your mace under your leg as you lunge forward, grabbing at both palms forward. You got it. Keep that chest up. And then we're going to pull it through, lever it around, stack your hands. Push off. Bottom hand catches, overhand, lunge towards the tail. Good. I'm going to push, lunge towards your tail. So yeah, maybe I just can't see. Oh yeah, you are lunging towards your tail. My bad. And we're going to sheath our sword. Push off your loaded leg, sheath your sword. So you should be yes, and now push it under your leg, step one. Under switch, step one, lever it around. Back to your warrior stance. Bottom hand catches, overhand, lunge towards the tail. Good, push off that loaded leg, sheath your sword. Yes, lunge forward. Pull it through. If you want, you can add a 360 here. Be careful. If you're feeling confident. Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches. Lunge towards the tail. Push off that loaded leg into your midguard, sheathing your sword. Under switch under that leg in step one. Pull it through into your warrior stance. Yeah, it's a lot harder to do a 360 in a lunge. Bottom hand catches, lunge towards the weight. Last time. Or sorry, I said towards the weight, towards the tail. We push off the loaded leg, sheathing it into our tall side. So from here, Gail, when I say sheath, I mean taking the globe hand. Okay? So towards the tail, sheath, under switch, warrior stance, standing structure, bottom hand catches, lunge towards the tail, push off your loaded leg into a tall stance, sheath it, lunge forward, under switch, find your warrior position, standing structure. You got that one? From a warrior stance, take your bottom hand, grab pinky to globe, and I want you to do a back catch, which means that you're going to find landmark 3 rotated with the globe behind you. Our back catch. So our arms, our windows should be even. My elbows are stacked directly underneath my wrists. So try not to have them flaring out. You may need to shorten your grip on the mace. Try to get those windows even. Good. We're going to come down to cross body bottom. Up into an uppercut. Good stuff. Bring it back. Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches. Catch back. Cross body bottom. Uppercut. Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches. Catch back. Cross body bottom. This time, my loaded leg, the side that the globe is on, is going to lunge back. Good, warrior stance. Stack your hands. Bottom hand catches. Catch back. Cross body bottom. We're going to lunge back with the globe side. Find our uppercut. Warrior stance. Stack your hands. Bottom hand catches. Pinky to globe. Catch back. Cross body bottom. Loaded leg lunges back. So you switch your legs, Gail. You should be twisting towards that front leg. There you go. Warrior stance. Stack your hands. Bottom hand catches. Catch back. Cross body bottom. So take note, your globe leg is lunging back. You got it. Warrior stance. Stack your hands. Bottom hand catches. Catch back. cross body bottom, lunge back. Now, moving on, I'm gonna take my back hand, I'm gonna move forward so you guys can see this. I'm gonna unhook that thumb, snake my hand over my mace, lower it down and hook it onto my wrist in what we call our Kimura grip. Did you get that? So from our uppercut position, my back hand snakes over top. The tail is under my armpit and I'm gonna hook it onto that wrist. Now I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna raise the globe and I wanna send the tail from this hip to this hip and then lower it back down. Let's try that again. We're in our uppercut, globe to the front, Kimura grip, lower it to 2. We send the tail down, and I'm gonna send the tail from this hip, and I'm gonna send it to the opposite armpit. One armpit to the other armpit. Feel like we're getting lost here. Uppercut. Kimura grip. Your backhand snakes around, hooks onto your wrist. Raise your globe up. Now, I want you to take the tail of the mace and stick it under the opposite armpit. Yes, now lower it back down. Now, all you're gonna do is let go of the mace and re-grip the tail and karate chop the globe. Now, turn that hand up to lever it around. Let's try that again. Back cat, bottom hand catches. We're gonna go catch back, cross body bottom, uppercut, bottom hand catches, Kimura grip. So it goes over and then under and hooks onto your wrist. We're gonna send the globe up and stick the tail under the opposite armpit. Now I'm gonna let go of the globe, let go of the mace and regrip the tail as I karate chop the globe. So we're in a cross body bottom position. Lever it around. Bottom hand catches, catch back, cross body bottom, uppercut, Kimura grip. Take that globe up and stick the tail under the opposite armpit. Now we're gonna let go of the mace and regrip the tail as we karate chop the globe. Lever it around. Bottom hand catches, catch back. Cross body bottom. Here we go, we're gonna lunge back with the globe leg. Kimura grip. We're gonna stand up and send the tail to the opposite armpit. And then I'm gonna lunge towards the tail as I karate chop and slide out. Yes! Warrior stance. Bottom hand catches, catch back, cross body bottom, the globe leg is lunging back. Kimura grip. Send the globe up. Stick the tail in the opposite armpit, lunge away. We got stuck again. One more time, ladies, one more time. Bottom hand catches, catch back, cross body bottom, lunge back, uppercut. Well, yeah. Get those elbows under the wrist. Kimura grip. So lower the globe down. Kimura grip, landmark 2. We're gonna come up and send the globe up, and then we're gonna stick the tail under the opposite armpit. Now let go of the mace, re-grip the tail, karate chop the globe. Yeah, that's it. Warrior stance. Good. Just for the purpose, we're gonna go through that one more time, and then we're gonna go right from the very top. All the flows all together. Okay, let's go top hand catches, catch back, Cross body bottom. Globe foot's lunging back as I uppercut. Kimura grip. Hook it onto your wrist. We're going to stand up and send the tail from one hip, stick it under the other armpit, re-grip the tail. So let go of the mace, re-grip the tail, and lunge out. So the mace is resting on the top of my wrist. You see that? So from my Kimura grip, I stick it under that armpit, and then watch, this hand lets go, and I re-grip up here. So I'm karate chopping there, slide in. Okay, girls, we are gonna go from the very, very top. It's like 5 million flows all stuck together, but we're gonna go nice and slow. I have faith in us. All right, get into your warrior stance. See if we can remember all this. Your bottom hand is going to catch, we're going to lunge out to the side in a cross body bottom. Remember that X that we made? We're going to shift, push the globe behind our arm as we shift into the X. We are going to pull the tail up to our arm, re-grip into an underhand grip, shift into an arrow. Now I'm going to flick the tail down and around into a tall bottoms up position. Yes, take that tall leg, circle it behind into step 4, tap your sword down. Grab the tail. Now we're going to lay it down into our shield's cradle. So you have to go from here, turn your palm up and lay the globe into your elbow. Globe to elbow, hand towards the sword. There it is. As we stand up, I'm going to circle the tail down and around, and I'm going to catch it overhand. Now I'm going to lunge towards the tail and find that devil pose. I'm going to push off my loaded leg as I sheath my sword. I'm going to lunge forward and do that under the leg pass. Circle it around into our warrior stance. If you want to add a 360, good Joelle. Bottom hand catches. We're going to go catch back. Cross body bottom. Now I'm going to push off my loaded leg and lunge all the way back as I go into that uppercut. Should start looking familiar. My back hand is going to snake over top. I'm going to hook it onto my wrist. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to send the tail from one armpit to the other armpit, let go of the mace, re-grip the tail, lunge into it and karate chop that globe. Good. Turn that palm up to lever it around. Bottom hand catches. We are going to lunge away. We're going to shift as we find our X. So you're going to pass the globe behind that arm, both arms straight. Pull the tail up, re-grip under landmark 2, slide out to your arrow. Push the tail down and around into your tall stance. Push the tail down and around. Yeah, tall stance. There you go. Take that leg step behind. Tap it down. Grab the tail, and now you're going to let go of the globe and lay it down into your sword cradle, or sorry, shield's cradle. As we stand up, we're going to circle the tail down and around and catch it over landmark 3. As I lunge towards the tail, I'm going to slide into my devil's pose. So you're sliding towards the tail. There it is. Now we're going to sheath our sword as we push off into a tall stance. You got it. Lunge forward under the leg pass. Pull it through. If you want to add a 360 here, go ahead. Bottom hand catches. Yeah, good. Bottom hand catches. We're going catch back. Cross body bottom. Lunge back, uppercut. Back hand's going to unhook. Find your Kimura grip. Good. As we stand up, we're going to pass the tail to the other armpit. I'm gonna let go of the mace, regrip the tail, karate chop it out. Yeah, warrior stance. How about we go one more time? Bottom hand catches, lunge to the side, cross body bottom. Shift your weight into that X. So pass it off, shift into your X. Pull the blade up, switch your hands, slide out. Good. Flick that tail down as you come up into your tall stance. Flick it down. Yeah, there you go. Take it into step 4. If you can, tap it down. Boop. Grab the tail, and we're going to turn our palm to the end of the blade as we find our shield's cradle. Now we're going to stand up and circle it all the way down, catch it in landmark 3 over. I'm going to lunge towards the tail, find my double pose. Push off my loaded leg, sheath my sword, lunge forward under the leg transition. So bottom block, regrip the tail, lever it around, stack my hands into warrior. If you want to add in that 360, go for it. Bottom hand catches, we're going to grab pinky to globe. We're going to go catch back, cross body bottom, lunge back, uppercut. Take that back hand, snake it over into your Kimura grip. We're going to stand up and send the tail from one armpit to the other armpit. I'm going to let go of the globe, regrip the tail, lunge out to the side, karate chop that globe. Now just lever it around. Woo! You guys did it! Woo woo! So good. All right, take it down onto the mats. Let's cool it down. Stretch it out. Give our body some love. All right, let's go down right down onto our back so that our feet are planted on the floor and our knees are pointing up. And you can lay right down and send your hands out to the side. And then we're just gonna nice and easy take those knees over to one side. You guys did so good. That was a super long flow. It was like 10 little mini flows all stuck together. And bring those knees up and gently lay them over to the other side, not forcing anything, just letting gravity do its thing. And bring those knees up. Let's send one leg out straight and bring the opposite leg to tabletop. Now let's gently send that leg over top of our body. And again, every time you exhale, sink into the mat like you're full of sand. Make yourself heavy. And we're going to send that leg down to meet the other one. We're going to lift the opposite leg up to tabletop, and we're gently going to let it cross our body. And exhale into the mat. Send that leg down to meet the other one. Let's cross our ankles and roll ourselves over onto our stomachs. I want you to sit your hands right underneath your shoulders and try to touch your elbows to your hips. Lengthen through the back of your neck. I want energy out of your toes, energy out of the top of your neck, and you're trying to touch your elbows to your hips. And just put some pressure into the mat and get a bit of extension through your spine, lengthening the spine, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And let's peel ourselves back down onto the mat. And let's go one more time. Just a bit of extension, not forcing anything. Big heart position. And down. Now let's push off and send those hips over top of your heels. So we're shifting our hips over our heels and reaching our hands out front, letting your forehead fall down to the mat. And in this position, I just want you to think about how awesome you did. You guys rocked it. And take your right hand, let's snake it underneath our left armpit. So we're peeking underneath our left armpit. My palm is facing the ceiling. My shoulders coming down towards the mat. And bring it back. And let's do the same thing on the opposite side. Take that left arm, snake it underneath. And let's bring it back. And roll yourselves up nice and easy. And thank you both so much for coming and for supporting the Mace Dojo. Woo woo! Oh, sorry, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome, Joanne. Thank you so much for coming.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, but I can't see you.
Oh, crap. How about now? Can you hear me and see me?
I can hear you
my
and
terrible,
I can see you.
terrible barking dog. Can you talk me through that? I just want to write it down. So we had the lateral lunge.
In step 2.
Yep. To the X, to the arrow.
To shift to the X, shift to the arrow.
Yep.
Flick the tail down and around to a tall bottoms up position.
Tail. Harley. Sorry. Okay.
And then you're going to go into a step 4 with that snake bite. Tap the tail.
Okay. Yep.
And then you're going to bring it into a shield cradle. So globe to elbow.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to circle it around and catch it in an over landmark 3. And you're going to slide, shift your weight into a step 2 towards the tail into our he devil pose.
Mm-hmm.
Then you are going to push off your loaded leg into a tall stance and sheath your sword into mid guard.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to lunge forward into step 1 and do a bottom block under the leg.
Mm-hmm.
Pull through to warrior. 360.
Mm-hmm.
Your bottom hand's going to go catch back.
Uh-huh.
And then you lunge back into an uppercut.
Yep.
Kimura grip. And then you're going to stand and send the tail to the opposite side and slide it into that karate chop, cross body bottom. I don't know what that is called.
Yeah, no, I think I got it now. I have, well, it's not pretty, but I think I have enough to remember.
Yeah, and then there's the recordings too, so you can always go back and view the recordings.
Okay.
And yeah, it's always kind of choppy when you're first learning it, and then you get to smooth it out. And you're so good at smoothing things out. Like you're so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I'll have to look back at the recording again. That was like,
It was
wow.
long. I apologize. It was long. I didn't know how fast we'd get through it all, but I wanted to keep it moving.
That was good. Good,
Yeah.
Good brain workout, good body workout. Lots of fun.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies.
All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful
great
day.
weekend, okay?
You
Okay.
too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.